Dub Devils, J-Dog back, here to knock out some more goddamn fucking Devils. And this one I'm going to do, I got one more question I'm going to answer in the last video. I cut it off when I just did my last video, and I had one more question, and it was from Ricky J, and I wanted to get in there because it was a pretty good question. Don't have a whole lot to say about it, but I could give it a little bit of thinking. I'm like, oh, fuck, I want to get that. Then I'm going to go to the next video, and it's going to be super raw, dog. I don't even know what the fuck it is. So I'm on the comments still of the, which fucking video was this again? The Brian Baxter regurgitation of Goat Horror Stories. So his was the very last comment. I didn't see it, but I thought it was kind of worth answering. It's from Ricky J. What are some favorite albums where the newest album is your favorite? So I thought about it for a little bit, and I can't think of anybody. I wouldn't say there's anybody, but I will say this. The last album by Exhumed, Horror, I really, really liked it. Is probably my, I don't think probably, I would say definitely, it's probably my third favorite Exhumed album. So my favorite is Slaughter Cult, which is the second album. Gore Metal is a close, close second. It's like they're neck and neck, and that's Gore Metal's their first album. And then for a while, I like all the albums in between, but it jumps all the way to fucking Horror. Like I think Horror is right next to that. I told Matt Harvey at the show that same. I was like, dude, the new album was really fucking good because like the one before that, Death Revenge, was definitely my least favorite. I do like it. It's got some really cool parts that are really killer. And then Ross Sewage was the first one back, him back on vocals. I've always loved Ross's low vocals. It's fucking awesome when he does them in Impaled and obviously on a Gore Metal shit. I've always loved Ross's voice. So when they added him back, that was a cool addition. But just I don't know, maybe just the whole concept album. There was parts that were just kind of dragging out. So it wasn't my favorite. Then, albums like Necrocracy and stuff, really good solid albums. But Anatomy as Destiny, good, good shit. But this Horror album that really stood through. And another one, again, not my favorite by any means, but I would really, really, really liked it, was the last Deicide album, Overtures of Blasphemy. Again, I wasn't surprised because I like virtually every album by Deicide, and the ones before that, In the Minds of Evil and To Hell with God. I was like, these are good albums. And but I liked Overtures of Blasphemy more than I did In the Minds of Evil, probably even more than I did To Hell with God. And those for me, those two were kind of a comeback album in a sense because the album prior to that, the Till Death Do Us Part and even Stench of Redemption, those were kind of like my lesser favorite albums, and obviously the fucking In Torment in Hell, Incinerate, everybody knows that. Kind of in that 2000s era, the only ones that I really thought was really, really good that I loved was Scars the Crucifix. I loved it, right? And then it got to the point where I started loving, like, after that, I was like, yeah, like it. Yeah, it's good, cool. Like, you know what I mean? But I didn't love them, right? And the first one, I kind of like, I'd say I started loving it again was To Hell with God and then The Minds of Evil. But then Overture of Blasphemy, I was like, I almost like this even better than those two that when I just started loving again. So it's kind of like the first one I like loved since fucking Scars the Crucifix. So, yeah, not my favorite. Like, it's not as good as Serpents of Light or, the first album or, Legion and, Once Upon the Cross or nothing, but as an album that I really, really, really fucking enjoyed. So that's kind of like the closest I can get because as far as like you say a band like Sinister or Cannibal Corpse or bigger bands that have tons of albums, Hemorrhage, tons of albums on it, been following them for years. Like, is their newest album the best? Like, by no means, no. I can't. I couldn't think of anybody. Maybe there is somebody, and it's been a few years since they put out an album that I thought their last album was their best one, but I did give it a little bit of thinking. I literally couldn't come up with anybody. So, anyways, that was the last one for that goddamn for that video. And where the fuck's the next? I'm just going right to the next video, guys. You see how I do it. So it's like, Edie, stop it. So the next video is the Killjoy of Necrophagia. Evie, come on. Like you say, she comes back in the most. She sits here the most. Evie's back in. I had to let her in because, goddamn, man, she just sits by the door and cries because she wants in and check out. She just wants to check out all this fucking metal and say hi to you. Say hi to the Devils. But I didn't want to hear you guys fucking hearing a cat crying in the background because she just wants fucking in here. She just absolutely loves it. The other ones they want in too, but they just kind of sit there and they don't bitch. You know what I mean? But they want in too because I don't. I generally keep the door closed. And but her, I had to let in. So yeah, that way it's not making all this goddamn noise. But goddamn, J-Dog's distracting as fuck. So that's why she's showing up the most in the videos. Because the other ones, they'll kind of sit there patiently, just like, hey, J-Dog, let me in the room, goddamn it. Okay, so we're on the Killjoy of Necrophagia story time. Only 15 comments. Didn't even fucking look at them whatsoever. So here the fuck we go. Layla Lover 90. Leave this off. We'll leave it on everything. The only metal musician I have even met and spoke with was Joel Grind. It's the only guy you ever met in the scene. Only talked to him for a few minutes, but he seemed like a really cool dude. Joel is yeah, I've known Joel. When did I first meet Joel? Early 2000s. 2005, 2006, somewhere on there. Literally one of the coolest human beings you'll ever meet. Like I can't. He's one of those guys. I said about Brian too. Like he's one of those people where it's like I would question if someone's like, yeah, I don't like Joel Grind, hate that guy, anything along those lines. I would question if it's a total stranger saying that to me. I would completely question that this person's a complete jerk or asshole himself. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how do you not like him? Matt Harvey's another guy. Like, what do you mean you don't like? Like, how it's almost impossible not to like him. You know, where there's those few people. Hell, I don't think I fit that category. Like, impossible not to like. Somebody doesn't like old J Dog. I'm like, I can kind of see that. Maybe I probably said something that pissed him off, or I'm too sarcastic for him, or I'm too much of a ball buster. Yeah, it's all good. But it's not to like Joel. I mean, he's literally like one of the coolest fucking human beings you'll ever meet. Super fucking cool guy. No, I got nothing but good things to say. As a matter of fact, Toxic Holocaust, that's one of the few bands I like every single album by. I'm now some more than others, of course, but I like every album. Even the last album, I liked it. It was on some weird fucking label. It wasn't some big Sony label or something, which who knows? Or maybe they're paying Joel big bucks, and hey, nothing wrong with that. Metal Brothers fucking making it to the top, right? Nothing wrong with that. I hope listen the best. Hope he makes millions of dollars. That'd be great. I hope only nothing but good things from him. But I thought the album was a good album. I think some people were kind of talking smack on it. What's not to like? I thought it was a good thrash album. It's not as good as Evil Never Dies, but still good. Nevermore Rules. I've seen you comment a couple times, brah. Edie, knock it the fuck off. She's fucking with the camera. Can you believe this shit, devils? She's head nudging the fucking camera. Yeah, she hates it when I don't give her attention. She always wants my attention. There are more rules, goddammit. J-Dog, what are some must-have demos every metal lover needs in their collection? What are some demos guaranteed to make anyone who sees them on your shelf jealous? No need to mention the death demos since you already covered those, brah. Yeah, so you've been watching. Must-have demos for me. As far as making anyone jealous, I don't know, because maybe they think those fucking demos suck. But as far as if you got J-Dog taste, must-have fucking demos that I think, like you said, the death demos, Putrefaction Painful Death demo, all the Grave demos, the Devastation Chicago. Remember I showed you guys that release? Go back and watch it. Devastation Chicago. I show you in there. There's a collaboration of all their stuff. They did 2 demos and an unreleased LP. Everything on there. So Devastation Chicago. It's all good, but it's all on one. But those demos, Wreckage. I showed you guys that LP too. First album's kind of like death thrash, and then it was kind of more just like a thrash. The first 4 demos, 5th demo sucked shit. That's all they ever did. Wreckage from they're around the DC, Virginia area. That's all they ever did. Demos in 86, 87, 88, 89. I think the crap demo was 90. They disbanded, never did an album, 7-inch, nothing. Those demos. I thought the Amon Diasad demos, love those, even though the songs make it to the album. See, stuff like some of the demos that I wasn't as huge on was like, take even like the Sinister demos. Edie, stop it. What the shit? The Sinister demos, Possessed demos. It was just kind of like the same songs that made it to the album that I didn't think were as good because it was just kind of like the same. It sounded the same, but it was just kind of a crappier recording. But like the Death Mantis demos, yeah, well, all those songs made the album. Well, first off, a lot of the songs didn't make the album, and the ones that did, they sound drastically different. For example, like with the Mantis demos, the Cam Lee singing and stuff like that, had different character, so that they were different. You know what I mean? As opposed like for example, the first Possessed demo, like I was saying, I wouldn't say I don't like it. I just think it's a crappier, boringer version of the album. That's just my opinion. Now, some of the real old heads that actually wrote the fucking band and got the demo before the album was even out. That's all they own. If they like the demo more, I get it because they heard it first. Like, holy shit, it was probably so pulverizing when they first heard it. They had to wait another year or whatever for the album to come out. I would get in that sense, but me going back, I heard that it's like it's just not as that for me wasn't a mandatory demo. Repulsion was the same thing. I thought the album was better than the demo, so I wouldn't put them in there. So some of these bands, anyways, I'm kind of saying that like Cannibal Corpse is another thing, even though it was drastically different the way Chris sings. I didn't think that was as good as the album. So just because I don't mention, like, what about these bands? I know you love all these bands, Jade. I'll certainly like the demos more. Not in all cases. But however, the Amon Diaside demos, I do like those because Glenn's voice was different, especially in the first demo. It's more like that snarly, fucking almost like black metal vocals. It's really, really cool. You know what I mean? And then then he does this little bit of more screams and stuff like that in different parts on the second demo, where it's like, it sounds the same as the first album, the style-wise and how they're playing, but just some of the vocal deliveries were different. Not better or worse than the album, but just so those stood out. The fucking Amon demos up there. I really like the first Carcass demo, the Flesh Ripping Torment. Was the Sanchez on there, whatever vocals as well. That's up there. Some of my absolute all-time favorites. I have a disc as well. It's the same person that put out those that I showed you on camera, the Death Demos and Sacrifice, the Terrorizer rehearsal demos. The demo like the studio demo was good, but they did it was an 87 and 88, or is it maybe 86 and 87? I forget the years, but there's 2 rehearsal demos. And there was a disc that came out and it was just those. That's actually my favorite shit by Terrorizer. I like that better than World Downfall. Like I said, specifically the rehearsal demos. That is shit, that's some of my favorite shit ever. So those for sure too. So yeah, those are some that come outside my head. There's definitely others, but yeah, those are some of my demos that must fucking haves that I'm huge fucking fan, always have been, always will be. Goddamn it. CD call. I missed the Hell's booth at Cinema Wasteland. It was nice to have tunes to listen to as I drove back wheeling. I knew Killjoy and hung out with him on many occasions. Sean and Damien were 2 friends I knew for a long time, and when they started playing in Necrophagia, I would hang around. He's a super nice guy. I actually first met him when he was working. This just seems kind of like it's a long and nothing really question. Just kind of comment on his times meeting Killjoy with yeah, sounds cool, man. I said I met him once and he was a really really nice guy. Like I was actually surprised of how much of a nice and laid back chill guy he was because I wasn't expecting that. From Human Brisket, hey J Dog, tell Don to see if these splits can be possible. None slaughter blood, none slaughter rot, none slaughter exhumed, none slaughter holy grave, none slaughter terrorist, none slaughter embalming theater. Love the channel. Keep them coming. That's actually kind of fucking funny, man. The reason it's funny is because I could comment on a few of those. None slaughter blood. That is happening. He is doing a split with them. I think Hells is putting it out. Pretty sure we're putting it out. Like None slaughter. I can't remember, man. He does so many fucking splits, and because I talked to Don, in the metal scene. I probably talked to Don the most. It's between him and Athnar from Midnight. Because I hang out and talk, but probably him, especially lately. He's been coming down to the shop a lot because his job is real close by. And he's been swinging by. So, anyways, so he tells me stuff that he submitted other labels and talks to me about, hey, has Eric got this layout done? Is he working on this layout or whatever? So I hear about something. But he's definitely doing Nunslaughter Blood. I'm pretty sure we're doing it, but it all blurs together. There's just so much goddamn Nunslaughter. I can't keep track. Nunslaughter Exhumed. That's the reason why I commented that. That's really fucking funny. Long story short is, the Nunslaughter Hemorrhage split we're supposed to do. That was actually supposed to be with Exhumed and Hemorrhage. And around that time, Nunslaughter and Exhumed were going to do a split. But for whatever reason, I think that was the time was that right around when Matt was kind of like moving to Hawaii or did move to Hawaii? And whatever he had going on, he talks about it even in an interview. So he told me in person about it. So I don't want to say too much in case it was too personal or whatever. But I saw an interview with him that he kind of talks about it like that. Long story, he was taking forever to get materials, and that's why we went with for the Exhumed Nunslaughter, the Hemorrhage Nunslaughter. It was supposed to be Exhumed and Hemorrhage, but yeah, so we pulled it. It's like this is taking too long, so we went with Nunslaughter, and it's kind of I don't remember what Nunslaughter did with the Exhumed side, but they were supposed to do same scenario, same time frame, right around the year or two or whatever with that time, and Nunslaughter was supposed to do a split with Exhumed, and I don't remember what band they swapped out because they couldn't get it, so it technically was going to happen. Nunslaughter and Holy Grave sounds like a little bit out of the root, Rob. They did do a 7-inch Hellside Bangers put it out. There's a silver foil cover and there's a gold foil cover, gold vinyl and then silver vinyl, 500 of each if I remember correctly. Really nice looking 7-inch. The main song on there that I love is God Has Lied, raw recording, awesome shit. Reaper plays on that recording too. Actually, that was probably about Hell's put that 7-inch out, and it's an oldie now. Came out maybe around 07, 08, 010, somewhere in that area. Don't quote me on that, but it's been quite a while. But they did a split with them. Nunslaughter Embalming Theater. My question is, comment on that is, never did it, but it's funny you brought that up. Nobody ever brings up Embalming Theater. I like everything by Embalming Theater. I don't own everything, but I own a good handful of 7-inches, a few LPs, CDs. I liked everything. I think they're great, and I think they'd be perfect because they do 7-inches. Don't even know if Don ever heard Embalming Theater. Not sure if you'd like them or not, but I think they'd be perfect. Yeah, I think Embalming Theater is great. Nobody talks about them. No idea why. Their lyrics are awesome too, because what is the whole deal? They basically get clips from news all over the world and they sing about like just heinous fucking things and just stupid, silly shit. You know what I mean? Like, and then they sing about it and they kind of put like at least in some of their releases, what the story was about, like what the crime was about. You know what I mean? And it's like you just see like it's just kind of like almost like a news report in metal, like. God damn, like some of these fucked up things that come out, like not just like, oh, hey, like there's a drive-by shooting or whatever, or, man killed his girlfriend and killed himself. Not stupid shit like that you hear about, like, it's like appalling crap. You're like, what the fuck? Who the fuck would do that? Like there's those kind of stories. And I think some of the real crazy shit is in like in crazy foreign countries to where it's like you're just like, what the fuck is going on over there? So it's kind of cool. It's like, you know what I mean? It's different. It's still brutal and gruesome lyrics, like very, but it's about real shit. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? Staying updated with the news that you'll never hear about. You know what I mean? Like I said, I didn't look at that. Here we go. Didn't see too many questions, but here is a good one. Life Eternal. Oh, seems like he's always got the questions. Keep the questions going. See, you got the memo, brah. The Melissa cover is way cooler than the one they went with. You got that right. I totally agreed. Hyped to see the Mortal Decay reissue is on the way. Hopefully it's on the fucking way. Like I said, it's like I got news like somebody was this Ula guy who we did licensing for like the Christians, the Divine Empire, and we licensed a few other things recently that aren't even laid out yet, but we got a license for them. Bigger band shit. I saw that Mortal Decay was added as licensing. By the way, I just got licensing for Unique Leader stuff and these bands. And Mortal Decay, I was like, what the fuck? Like, we have permission for the last couple of years to do the Mortal Decay Sickening album. It's the only reason we weren't doing it. It's kind of a little bit of dicking around on our part now, but the first 3 years I was just waiting on Joe. Joe told me, "Hey, I'm gonna get it remastered and all this," and he admittedly kind of dropped the ball. He's like, "Yeah, just go with what you got if you can scan the CD and stuff." And the problem is when he told me is like once we finally got them, I was like, okay, cool, I will. Our layout department is back to the gills, and I'm kind of trying to squeeze it in there. I'm working on it. It's just there's times where I just couldn't squeeze in there. It's not going to get worked out because we had so much. Plus, there's other shit behind the scenes going on where we're talking about moving the warehouse, like not moving, but moving to a bigger bay and the same thing. So like a lot of shit that comes up that we haven't gotten to. So it better be coming, but I'm not. I got to confirm with Joe. I just didn't want to kind of get his hopes up again talking about it. He's kind of like, well, man, what the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to scan that in. It's been almost a year. You still haven't, which is kind of my bad. But like I said, the first 2 or 3 years we said it, I was just waiting on him. I mean, I would text him every 4 months or so, say, hey, bro, kind of where we at, type of thing. Where the fuck was the guy? Where the hell you are? Where's the goddamn question? I'll certainly be grabbing a copy. I don't remember if I asked. Got any good King Diamond worship bands? The only one I can, and somebody brought it up, obviously initially, it's the only one I've ever said, the only one I can think of that I know of that I consider true, like, holy shit, this sounds like King Diamond, especially vocally, is the band Attic. And I just know the two albums. You look on Metal Archives, it looks like a bunch of like EPs and demos and shit. I was like, I'd love to get that shit, never heard it. But the two full lengths, I own them, CD and LP of each. Absolutely fucking love them. Those are tens as well, too. Those for me are definitely tens. I thought those albums, I was absolutely love them. So, like, if Attic does a new album, like new Attic coming out, I'll be like, holy fuck, I'm definitely want to get this. So Attic's the only one I can think of. The bands like Portrait and Ghost and shit, I don't think they sound like King Diamond. I don't know where the fuck. To me, they don't. I mean, Portrait, I just think because Fatal Portrait, just a name, and it's just kind of like 80s heavy metal. So yep, sounds like King Diamond. It's like I didn't really hear the riff. I didn't think so. But Metal Musician 6996, good to hear about some Divine Empire represses. You got that right. I know a lot of the fucking devils don't know about it. Not concerned. J Dog is fucking pumped. If you want a 10 out of 10 death metal album, telling you the Divine Empire Redemption LP that Hell's Headbangers is doing that's coming out, you got to get it, guys. It's a fucking 10 out of motherfucking 10. Absolutely. It's literally like one of my favorite albums of all time. It's not my top 6 or 10 because there's so many albums, but it's like, it's an album I can listen to every single day. Absolute fucking, I literally don't see how anyone can be in death metal and not like it. I really don't. It's just so catchy and memorable and just, it's funny because there's tons of people I've recommended over the years and they haven't heard it and they thought, this is fucking great. Like, had a couple employees when they worked for us that were in the metal in the background. I just played in the shop, or whatever. They've never heard that this is fucking awesome. And tons of other people recommend them. So it's like it just seems like when anyone finally does hear like this album is fucking awesome. But don't mistake it for the others. Their second album, I think it's called that, the Doom to Inherit. It's okay, but it's kind of tame. And then from there, I remember their third album sucking. I think maybe they even have a fourth album. Don't mistake it. Specifically got to be the first album, Divine Empire Redemption. Get that, and that's all you fucking need. And I promise you, you will not be fucking disappointed. You're missing out if you don't have it. I'm telling you. Mushroom Leg, movie question. Which do you like better, Terminator or Terminator 2? I saw T2 in the theater at Parmatown Mall, and it was amazing. I would say probably Terminator 2, but it's a close one. I think they're both really, really good. And it's funny, I saw Terminator 2 in the theater as well. I don't know if it was Parmatown Mall. I want to say it was in Brunswick, which is where I live now. It's probably the theater that I go to myself. Maybe it wasn't there. I don't know. But my mom took this. It was me, and so I would have been Terminator 2. I was like 5 or 6 years old. That young, literally. But at that time, like my big thing from movies, guys, the thing I grew up. That's probably what in my mind of why I wanted to start getting into bodybuilding. Is my favorite movies were with Arnold. I'll be honest with you, Arnold and then Stallone. A lot of the action movies, but especially if it was an Arnold movie, if it was a new Arnold movie, you went and saw it. That's what it was. If it's Arnold, it's got to be good, right? Not that that's the case. That movie Junior was fucking horrifically bad. I'm not saying he's got no turds in the catalog, but the 80s and shit like that, 90s, it was almost like Arnold's doing something, it's got to be good, right? Or you at least got to go see it. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But that was kind of like my mindset, kid's mindset, and my mom knew that. And, yes, I'll turn into the theater. Loved it to this day. It's definitely one of my favorite movies of all time, for sure. Goat Man, thanks for answering my questions in the last video, brah. What do you think about Naked Whipper? I think they're a good band. Yeah, it's good, solid shit. I can't say I love them. I have just a LP that everybody has. Was just a 112-inch black and white cover. That's all I know and have. I think maybe they have a 7-inch or something, but I just own that one 12-inch. Don't love them, but I definitely like it. It's good, solid album. Last, not too many on this one. 15. We're already 20. Shit, time fucking flies when you're having fun, right, Devils? 21 minutes already, so this will be fine. This will end this all off, and we'll another video just knocked out as far as comments. From Jay Dinkins, can you recommend any good depressive, suicidal black metal bands? Yes, this is a trick question. No offense to anyone that's into it, but to me, it sounds like a failed hipster art student that discovered black metal and tried to make it sensitive. Yeah, I can't think of anybody. But again, guys, in my opinion, to me, like depressive black metal, like when you bring up like, yeah, whether it be Mutilation, Vlad Tepes, that depression, or Nocturnal Depression, bands like that, Life Lover, I don't like that shit at all. I don't know, is Vlad Tepes just even considered depressive black metal? I don't know. It just seems like the people that like that are generally depressed, so I just throw it in there. But anyways, nonetheless, that stuff's not for me. But it's not like the depressive black metal. I thought the idea could be good because especially when I think of depressive black metal, of the stuff that I liked, that I thought was good, was primarily the album Old Man's Child, specifically Born of the Flickering. So they got that suicidal track. What is that? When he, I'll leave this world. Last thoughts will be fuck this world. You know what I mean? Kind of talking about killing himself and just hating this shit ass world we live in. But it was good. It was good songs. It had a lot of feeling behind it. There was a lot of melody. I liked that, and I kind of, in my mind as a teenager, I kind of consider that as a depressive black metal album. I never, maybe it just didn't relate to me because I've never, by nature, I'm just not a depressed person. I guess lucky J Dog, right? It's no. What do you recommend? I don't recommend shit. I don't know. I just never was. I just never been really depressed. There's been times, you're in a bad mood or down in the dumps. Fuck, this sucks, or just the mundane everyday life, right? I mean, there's times like wanes on you a little, but I've never been like depressed, like looking down the barrel of a gun. Sorry for anyone that is, but I just never been there. I don't know. What is it? It's mostly for most people, it's the chemical imbalance in the brain, right? Or their lifestyle is completely deplorable. It's like, well, no wonder it sucks. You're just sitting on the couch all day. Of course you're depressed. Go out and do something. Like, you're not giving yourself any self-worth. That's why you're depressed. And sometimes it's pretty obvious as to why some people are, but also some other times it's just genetic, chemical imbalances. You probably need to take medication for it. But I never had that problem. So maybe that's why that style of music wasn't appealing to me. But like I said, Old Man's Child, even though with the lyrics like that, shit like that, I wasn't depressed. Listen, I just thought it was good. I really enjoyed it. Just had a lot of feel and stuff behind it. So, but a lot of people say that's just melodic black metal or whatever, and then that's not considered depressive black metal. So if it's not, then I guess I don't really like it because like I said, the bands like Life Lover and shit, I never liked any of that stuff ever at all. So the trick question, can you mention any? In my book, no, I can't mention any, but believe it or not, working for Hells, like for example, I will use Life Lovers again. Well, that band fucking sells like a motherfucker. Every time we've had those albums, the Erotic, Pulver, and all those, multiple different colors from Osmos Records. He keeps repressing them. We get like 100 of each at a time. They all sell out like within a month. 100, and then we've had I can't even remember how many times we stocked them. He just keeps repressing them and get more. Hey, that's what people want to buy. Whatever. I mean, just that's cool. I mean, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. Don't matter to me. But I mean, I put it on I don't like this fucking shit. So that's just me. I'd rather listen to Exhumed Gore Metal. I'd rather listen to Sinister. So I don't know. That's just me. So guys, that knocks that one out. And then I'll do the next video for the next video, whatever. I don't know what the next one fucking is, but I'll pull it up and I'll do that one too for another video. You see, as you guys can see, I'm a few videos behind, which is totally fine. Like I keep saying, man, keep the questions coming. Too much is a million times better than not enough. Not enough means no fucking good. That means the devils aren't going to get a video every day. So ensure the videos come every single day. So keep the goddamn questions so I can have shit to talk about to do videos every fucking day. So keep them coming, and I'll see you devils on the next one. Later.